so come and say hi if you want. What's up, YouTube? It's a cool intro. This is my 10th or 12th stream. This is a $250 Fantrax full PPR public league. No trades, all randos. Gotta love it. Hey, I can't talk. I'm live right now. What do you want? See ya. Huh. At least it didn't bother me too much. Anyways, here we go. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Fourth pick. Got some of the usual suspects in here. Not a bad band, actually, usual suspects. We have Burrow to Chase, of course, that son of a bitch. I don't know if you're in here yet, but his name is Pierre. Essentially 5. This is like my 6th league with essentially probably my 6th with Burrow to Chase. I know their tendencies. They know mine. Should be a fun time. It's always a good time. Late night drafts. Already done 2 drafts tonight. My home league, which took 2 hours, and then one of my wife's. Got about 8 left. Getting down to the wire here. I have to push them off as late as I can. Hasn't been any big news that has dropped in terms of like injuries or depth chart pieces, so let me in the live, you Reyes. Well, no. You can't actually get in the live. I don't have the technology for that. I'm Amish, dude. Look at my hat. You get to be in the chat though, and you don't have to. If you don't want to, you can get out of town. You said you said you have your selfie stick in your car. I don't know what that means. Don't worry, I got some stuff in the works for some better quality on these, at least for the like weekly shows that I'm gonna be doing. Ah, there's Pierre. Always in the chat, always in the drafts. What's up, Pierre? You gonna actually draft a better team than last night, Pierre? You got the 6th pick. That's kind of a money spot. Question for you, Pierre. What's your favorite spot to draft at? I know it all depends on like how players fall, but what's your favorite spot? Pierre says he has to, because last night was not his fine. I think we still gave him I gave him a C+. So that's how good Pierre is. His bad teams are a C+, which is still a little above average. What's your favorite draft spot, Pierre, in these Fantrax drafts? You like back, you like front, you like middle, you like doggy, you like missionary. Here we go. Jamar Chase at 1. That's a big surprise. Yeah, can you believe it? Gibbs, I'm going to take Lamb. Maybe 105 could be better. 106, 105. Yeah, for me, it's not so much about the first round. It's about who you can get in the 2nd and 3rd. So the early picks are nice, like the 1, 2, and 3, but sometimes you get screwed on the 2, 3 turn. Same with the back half. You can get screwed at the 3, 4 turn with like you have to pick about like amongst some bums. James, what up, James? Never get them. You know what pisses me off is when like you have the back spot and then you see the 5th pick, it's like Jahmyr Gibbs or some shit. And every time you get the 5th spot, you don't get Jahmyr Gibbs. So 105, I guess. My $500 league, I'm doing one $500 Fantrax this year. Last year I did 4. Made it to 2 championship games. It went 0-2 in the ship. But I have the 5th pick, so I'm pretty psyched about that one. Ben says, yes, indeed you get screwed. And it's like, you shouldn't factor that in because it just every draft is different, right? But it's like, why can't I get Gibbs at 5 when I see other people getting Gibbs at 5? Genty at 9. Who did Pierre take? Saquon Barkley. That's a nice little rip. McCaffrey at 7. McCaffrey is pretty much standard. Like in these drafts I've done, I'd say his ADP is like 5.5. Because I've seen him go 4 and I've seen him go 5, and then every other time 7 pretty much. First couple I did, I got him at 9 once. But like those days are over. You're not getting McCaffrey after pick 8, which is fine. I feel like at 9 I like it, but I guess for me he is my 7th ranked player. I play to win. Ben says, I think 105 is probably the best spot. Regardless if you get Gibbs, you have much better options when it comes back to round 2 or round 3. I feel that. Whew, I'm a little rough right now. This has been 12 days of... I'm in the process of 25 leagues of my own. My wife's in 10. 35 drafts, including some home leagues. The home league I had on Saturday, there's a stream up. We did a draft grades at like 1 in the morning. I stayed up drinking till 6 in the morning. I didn't sleep. Then I had multiple drafts on Sunday. And I drink on every one of these. So Sunday I didn't drink because I was drunk until like 4 p.m. But so it's taken a little bit out of me. So let the Ray in live. I can't, Ray. I would let you guys all on the live if I could. But yeah, all these drafts. I still have 8 more in the next 2 days. 7 more. 8 more. Okay, 8 more. I have 5 tomorrow and 3 on Thursday. Thursday is the best day to draft, dude, on these Fantrax. It's the day of the start of the season. You literally, my last draft's at 5. You draft at 5. Draft's over at 6. Season starts an hour later. Can't beat that shit. Bucky going at the 2-2. Genty at 9. A little early. Who you taking, Pierre? What do you got, bro? Ray was there on Saturday. That's right. He was there on Saturday. Drake London. Why can he never fall to me? One of my favorite players this year, and I have like 2 shares. 1 share, maybe. I don't know. It's not good. Yeah, you have him. The big question is, it's like, when you get to it, regardless of who you have in the first round, Chase Brown or Drake London, and there goes Chase Brown. Chase Brown McCaffrey start is pretty glorious. So AJ Brown's available. I knew you were gonna take A-Chain, you motherfucker. How did I know it? How did I know it? Jared Mystic says I wake up at 3 a.m. for this stuff. I have a really good feeling he's going to take Jonathan Taylor, which I'm not going to like. Don't do it. Don't do it, brother. Oh, he said because it's a very easy pick. Yeah, A-Chain is. There's some risk to A-Chain, though. I mean, there is. This guy has 18 leagues. 25 this year, actually. But typically, I'd never go below 20. Don't do it. Ah! Okay. Fuck you, motherfucker. Taking A.J. Brown. I guess we're going 0 running back here. Not a fan. Not a fan of this. I guess that's why you go Saquon, but I don't know if I'd want Saquon and A.J. Brown to start the draft. I could pull this off. Trade you Barkley for Lamb. Yeah, let's do a trade in a league that doesn't allow trades. No, I wouldn't want that. With the trade of Micah Parsons, give me CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb could be one of those guys, and I'm still a big Pickens fan. CeeDee Lamb could approach 200 targets this year if all goes well. And 200 targets are not created equal. Like Garrett Wilson getting 200 targets, Malik Neighbors last year getting like whatever it was, 175. You give a player like CeeDee Lamb, and he's rather efficient with that slot role, he's going to have 130 catches. I'm not saying he's going to get 200 or 130, but like he's probably the second. I don't know. The question is, who do you think is going to have more targets this year? Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb? Bucky went at the... What up, TB? Bucky went at the 2-2, man. I would have definitely taken him over A.J. Brown. So, poll for you guys. Who's having more targets this year? CeeDee Lamb or Jamar Chase? I think it's close. I'm not trying to say CeeDee Lamb's going to outscore Jamar Chase. That's blasphemy, but... I did love that meme, Ray. I went in the home league. We had a super flex 10 team. You got to start 3 receivers, 2 flexes, super flex, and 2 tight ends, 2 tight end spots. I went running back. My 4th running back's Jonathan Taylor. Chase Brown's my 3rd. CMC's my 2nd, and my 1st is Bijan. Jamal Charles. Close, but I'm taking Chase. The fact that it's Lamb. So we have Pierre saying Lamb. Already hating this draft. Well, so am I, buddy. Well, I'm going to take Trey McBride. Another draft, I don't get Tucker Kraft. Fuck me. Trey McBride at the 304 is easy money for me. Mr. Zero running back. I've done it in a few. Last name McCauley. 2 quarterbacks, 6. It's a TD standard. First 3 quarterbacks gone. Burrow, Allen, Jackson. I've got the 4th pick. Who do you go with? Hope you're doing great, brother. What up, man? Last name McCauley. McAuliffe? Something like that. Anyway, 6. So 6 for a TD, I'm guessing. If Burrow, Allen, and Jackson are gone, who do you go with? I'm going Daniels over Hurts. So I think you go Daniels, especially if it's a standard, like either way, it's a 2 quarterback league. You have to go Daniels. I like Hurts equal to Daniels in a 4. But no, you go Daniels. T. Higgins to Burrow to Chase. That's not bad, bro. You're in that mix of receiver, like back end receiver 1, front end receiver 2, that is just a mess. You want to get the last guy in the group, not the first. Thoughts on Hampton going in the 2nd? Absolutely not, dude. I am not a Hampton guy. Like, I mean, the fact that if we knew right now Najee Harris was not playing football this year, and they didn't bring anyone else, they had Kamani Vidal and whoever else they have there, which are bums, I would consider Hampton in like the late, maybe early 3rd, but no way I'm taking Hampton that early. I mean, I guess the biggest problem is that Greg Roman's offenses don't throw the ball to the running backs, so you're not getting elite pass catching ability. He comps as like a little worse than Joe Mixon in terms of a receiving back, but I don't see a world where he's having more than 35 or 40 receptions. So I think he's probably closer to the top 11 than he is the next guys, right? Where you have James Cook and you have Travion Henderson, but I don't want to take him there, man. And where did he go? He went... So he went, 210. Gross, dude. All right, I'm going to start paying attention. Jalen Hurts already gone. Jaden Daniels already gone. We do still have Joe Burrow on the board, but it's only pick 36. So this is the early quarterback draft. I like that. Ray says Najee blows, and he blew half his eye out. It doesn't matter if he blows. Like, Greg Roman's going to use 2 backs. They paid him. At best, you're going to, early in the season, you're getting 60% of the workload for Hampton. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad, but Slater out the rest of the season doesn't help. That is correct. Not much, $4 million a year, but they're going to use them. I don't know. You think that Hamptons is coming in getting this like Kyron Williams workload? Absolutely. Maybe, dude. I don't think so. What do you guys think? Ray thinks he is. You think he's going to have a 300 touch season? I also don't think Hampton's that good of a player. I think he is an overrated prospect. I don't think he's a first round player. So I don't know. What do you guys think? All the way, 48 people in here, 3 likes. Give me a like. Let's get the algorithm going. Let's get 100 people in here. Get some real conversation. Pierce says, in an 8-man high buy-in league, I took Genty in the league. Who would you have gone? I'm guessing you had like the 8th pick. That's not bad. Yeah, he might be an elite player by the end of the year. I don't believe it in that offense. I just don't think they're going to stick with one guy. Okay, Burrow's still on the board, but I can't go Burrow. Not here. Breece Hall is available. I don't think Burrow Chase is taking another running back, so maybe I can be spared there. Marvin's available. Guess we'll just see, huh? 4 likes, another like. Come on. Let's get this up to 10 likes at least. Give me a little bit of something. Name the last UNC running back that was worth an F. Netrone means. That's a good point, Dakota. Like, UNC running backs have not been good. I don't like to pigeonhole like that whole situation, right? But because we said the same thing about Ohio State quarterbacks, and CJ Stroud came out and balled. And running backs, I don't really care about the system. I care about the talent, and I like the talent. I think he's a poor man's Joe Mixon, but Joe Mixon has made his, and I love Joe Mixon, always have. He's made his career on volume and availability, I suppose. Can't pass on Marv. Yeah. Who were you going to take, Pierre? If you don't mind me asking. Well, Stroud is awful for fantasy. I think his hate has gone a little bit. It's been overblown a bit. I might take my first Breece Hall share. Kittle, yeah. Oh, Kittle's available, huh? Well, I can't take him. I might take my first Breece Hall share. This is gross. This is absolutely gross. In the 4th round, though, this is gross. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Yes, for me, I can hope he gets traded by week 8. I will be taking Burrow in the 5th round if he falls. It's hard to do when I only have 1 running back and 2 receivers. And there is some bangers left here. Let's see. Pacheco. I'll take. Maybe even Pollard. That'll be pick like 54. That's a good value on Kittle there. He only has 1 receiver, though. Could have had Kittle with Allen. Oh, I don't want, no, I'm good. That's too early for Allen. I will take Joe Burrow. Well, he's gone. I would have taken him at the 5-4. That's where I'll comfortable taking a quarterback. So, I'm going to look at my little ADP cheat sheet here. And we're going to look at Pacheco and Pollard. 58. I think I might push it again. I still need 2 good receivers here, so sucks to have Breece Hall as your fucking stalwart, but suppose we'll see. He says Isaiah. Yeah. Oh, he took Sutton. That was the guy I was going to take. I think I will take Pacheco. And then hammer. I think we'll do that. First Pacheco share, actually, because usually I go RB. Sutton would have been the pick. I have so much Ridley already, like probably 5 or 6 shares. And usually I get him in the mid-6th, late 6th. So, yeah, I was definitely taking Sutton if he was there. The guy I kind of slandered a little bit early in the year, but a couple of things have changed that made me be more into Sutton. Yeah, Sutton would have been dope. I should still get a good receiver coming back. My flex might be an issue, but having Trey McBride is like having a, in this case, a 5th receiver because there's 3 receivers in a flex league. I don't like taking early tight end. I will take McBride at the 3-4. That is, I feel like that's where he actually becomes a value. Sutton is going to ball. Mecca or Matthew Golden. I mean, not at that pick, though. You're going to tell them who I am and to the channel or what? Our great pods out there. Get Ray. Love you, brother. That's Ray. Well, his name's Ryan, right? Or Ray Foster. That's Big Ray. So, he is a big part of the Professional Fanatics. He is my entertainment dude. All things fun, movie pods, random pods, a lot of good stuff on there. We do a lot of football shit just seasonally, right? 8 months a year. But the other 4 months, we're getting wild with it. That's my dude. Bowers in the 2nd round is gold in a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league. Yeah, the difference is this is a 3 receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex league. I feel like he's going to be used as a Marcus Colston was in his prime. I mean, we already saw what Sutton was last year, right? And he's kind of been a post-out hype sleeper. Like, he got hurt. I think when he was 24, he tore his ACL, took a year to come back. Was bad the first year coming back. He's slowly been better. He's only 29, same age as McLaurin. He's just not a sexy click, but what I love, and in half PPR, I definitely like Sutton even more because his touchdown prop in Vegas is 7.5. He's up there with the big dogs. In full PPR is a little depressed from what I'm saying there, but he still is a 90 catch player. Like, the question is, like, Garrett Wilson or Sutton. Like, it should probably just be Sutton, but we know how good of a player Garrett Wilson is. If things break right, Garrett Wilson has higher upside. And tell me if I'm crazy in the chat, but I think Garrett Wilson has. It's crazy to say in the Jets offense with a shitty quarterback, at least a shitty thrower. But I love Garrett Wilson's talent. I still think Courtland Sutton's a borderline top 20 talent. What do you have now, Rob? I don't know what that means. Positionally wise, Colson is the last great player from Hofstra. I think he's the only good player from Hofstra. So I'll show you my team right now. Early tight end, which is going to make it look a little weird. Running backs, mid. I need to get 2 more receivers here, hopefully, or maybe a third running back to back it up. We'll see what Essentially's doing. Kind of like what he's doing. Berta Chase took Devonta Smith. I like that. He's probably going to snag another receiver here. Thank you for the Caleb Johnson pick. That was not, I mean, I like him. Not with my build. Still some dudes out there hyping up Wilson and a fedora as a bold move in 2025. Yeah, that's a good call, Dakota. You know what? I was hyping up Wilson as a player, not so much his fantasy stock. The point is, you can get Wilson sometimes in the 4th, early 5th round. That's a question for me. Do I want Garrett in a full PPR? Do I want Garrett Wilson or Sutton? Like, maybe I'm talking myself out of this where, like, Sutton is just better. He's safer, better quarterback. Still has, like, the only show in town. I get that. Nice pick, Burrow. Fuck you, Pierre. Connor's gone. I mean, I have my 2 backs. I need to fill up my 3rd receiver spot in my flex. So, there are still some bros here. I'll get to your crazy concern here in a second. Not doing that. We are going to take the week 9 bye, 2 week 10 buys. We're going to take Chris Olave. Because I'm hoping the next guy comes back to me. He probably won't. But there's a couple options here. Pearsall, Buka. Can't really take Rice on this team, unfortunately. And there he goes. And he's gone. Golden. I really don't want fucking Golden, though. None of these guys are worth a damn. No quarterback's worth a damn. All right. So, Lamont Andrews says, no way Garrett Wilson's better than Sutton. We didn't see Sutton's top potential. Bo was a rookie. Yeah, I don't know if Bo's going to be better this year than last year. So, Sutton is consistent. I get that. I was talking talent level. Who do you think is a better talent? And this motherfucker went Pearsall. I thought by taking Olave, those guys would fall, but apparently not. Apparently not. I am going to have a major flex problem here. I have late buys with receiver, though. So, we're going to go ahead and play to win here and take Rashee Rice. If he's there. Because I don't like any of these scrubs at running back. I have a tight end. Wouldn't want any of these guys anyway. I'm going to be able to get someone to piecemeal that flex for a while. So, in the chat, better talent, Garrett Wilson or Courtland Sutton? Garrett Wilson, I think, is 25 years old. Sutton's 29, about to be 30. Just right now, better talent. Obviously, Wilson. Wilson. What? A lot of people are saying Sutton in here, and this motherfucker takes Rasheed Rice.
You're saying I'm awful.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm stuck with, man, Debo. This is some bad stuff right here. I don't even know who to take. Maybe Aaron Jones. That is not an attractive pick at all. But Jordan Mason already went, so we're going to take Aaron Jones. First share of Aaron Jones. This is a fucked up team. Oh, I swore. Damn it. Oh, okay, Pierre. Tell me to go running back. Dakota says, dude's drunk if he thinks Bo Nix is Brady/Burrow. I've heard it all now. I mean, people love Bo Nix. And I will say, on this very channel, we do every year, we do like a prospects draft grade kind of thing. I had Bo Nix as my quarterback 3 coming out last year, and most people had him at like quarterback 6. I love Bo Nix. Pro ready. I think we saw, he was so bad to start out, and then he beat up on cupcakes, dude. Total cupcakes. So I think he's in for, I don't think he's going to play bad in real life. That defense is just so good. So not the best game scripts. Doesn't have a lot of weapons besides Sutton. In fantasy, I'm down on Bo Nix for sure. Wilson's more talented, but rather have Sutton for fantasy. It's weird because Wilson's going to have so many targets this year. I don't drink. I win all the time, guy. I also drafted Puka Nacua when you didn't hear about him. Lamont's confident right here. Very confident. You can take Debo Samuel. That's fine. Might be cooking something. Yeah, I'm really not happy, Pierre, with my Aaron Jones pick. I don't know if that's a panic pick. I don't have any shares of him. I feel like the 7th round's late for him. And I, again, don't like starting. I wanted Rasheed Rice. I had him. This is probably better for my early season outlook, but Dakota and Lamont getting into a little scuffle in the chat. I'm going to side with Dakota, and he didn't really necessarily say you were drunk, like you're an alcoholic, but he was saying like you're crazy, I think is what he meant. Can I post our XFL draft pick, Rob? Don't ray me. Yeah, post it. I mean, I don't know if you can in the chat. I don't know if that works, but post the link if you want. They can all go watch it too. It's 4 or 5 live streams ago. 1 in the morning, did a little draft grades for our home league. We'll take a look at my subpar squad right now. Breece Hall, Isaiah Pacheco, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Trey McBride, Aaron Jones as flex. That is gross. I hate Aaron Jones. Freaking hate it. What do you guys think? C minus start for me? It's not one of my finer drafts. Whoever's in here, hit the like button. Check out the channel. Subscribe. A lot of good stuff. About 20 or so full-length pods this year if you have any drafts coming up. Tomorrow's a great draft day. The last night that you can draft before the season starts. You need Warren. Not sure I'm letting you have him. Jaylen Warren? I don't want Jaylen Warren. I'm okay. Is he even available? If he was, I wouldn't want him. He is available. You can have him. I'm fine with Aaron Jones early in the year. He's still going to offer decent RB2 numbers. I know that's not great for your flex. Bring the better half on the stream. Likes will go up. Oh, Dakota, he's talking about you. I think he's got a crush on my wife. She was looking pretty fine, though. Damn, just ignore my question. R, my bad. My bad, R. I got you. Drafted A-Chain and Tyreek. 3 receivers plus flex. PPR. Do I need to trade one? I have Hill in the flex spot. Do I need to make the move? No. I mean, at that point, you're banking on the Dolphins' offense being good. Certain teams, like you don't want 2 Browns. You don't want 2 Colts necessarily. You don't want 2 players in the Saints, 2 players in the Dolphins is fine. So what I would do is I would wait for Tyreek Hill to go off, because I actually just saw a stat I was watching. I don't know if it's Fantasy Pros. He his week ones the last 5 years has been 100 yards and a touchdown every week. So I think you play and wait, and you trade Tyreek after a couple big weeks. There goes Tyler Warren. There goes Mark Andrews. That's fine. We need some receivers, though, boys. And maybe a quarterback. Now, it's Michael Pittman. It's a possibility. You could take Jalen Warren. Pierre, I don't like him. Would you get room 40? I don't know what that means, NBA Truth. This is your Javonte spot, right? It would be if I didn't take Aaron Jones. Like, I'm going to just roll with Aaron Jones. And then handcuffs. This is a spot for a couple of receivers, because as of now, Chris Olave is my 3. So I think I'm going to go aggressive and take Keon Coleman. Could have taken Pittman. I just think that Coleman has more upside. Pittman's safer. Room for these nuts. I want Pittman I'm going to probably take Pittman if he's there. I would love Shaheed, but I cannot be going Shaheed and Olave. We don't want 2 Saints on this squad. There is some good options here. Some really good running backs here too. Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's steaming up draft boards, folks. Quinshon Judkins. Whoa. Javonte's a nice pick. Toss Pittman in there for now. Scatterbo would be nice. McChubb would be nice too. Coleman is my 4. I'm going to go ahead and take Nick Chubb. I need some more installation at running back. I guess the question week 1 is, do I start Nick Chubb or Aaron Jones? You can have Pittman, Pierre. You're welcome. You know, I do all these things for you, Pierre. What do you do for me? All right? You take my boy, Tucker Kraft, in that one draft when you're driving. You knew I wanted him. Eckler is a huge steal. Maybe. This is PPR, but I don't think so. Funny enough. Yeah, man. I'll start taking your guys. I don't know who your guys are. You kind of go all over the map. Bro, Breece Hall. Yeah, I don't like Breece Hall, but I like Breece Hall in the 4th round. You guys don't like Breece Hall in the 4th round? This is, I'm going to be honest, not my favorite team. We're going to make it work, though. Pick Peyton Manning. Spam bot. At least you're not spamming the chat, so that's cool. Judkins as your RB. Is Judkins really this guy's RB2? Oh, Jesus. Why didn't he take Nick Chubb? Now, that team, if he had taken this first team, he needs early season production, right? He took a guy who hasn't signed yet and is going to be suspended. Take Nick Chubb there, and that would actually have worked out. And you spam late running backs. That would have worked out. This dude's taking Njoku and Andrews. Here goes Stevenson. I'm guessing you took Pittman, right? Yes, you did. Look at you. Look at you, Pierre. Am I a Packers fan? No, I'm a football fan. I guess I'd say I'm a Bears fan, but they haven't given me a lot in the last couple of years to cheer for. I'm hopeful, but I'm more allegiant to making money, gambling, fantasy, all those things. So I like betting against the Bears. I like not picking Bears players for the most part. Looks like our friend in our other league in Balls Deep having no running backs. This is Fantrax, man. Best public forum. These are all public leagues, no trades. There's a couple other ones. There's I think Sleeper has some. FFPC is another big guy, but FFPC is like 12% rake, where the site takes a percentage of the buy-in. This is like the lowest. It's 6 or 8%. So you're gonna get the most bang for your buck here. Never had any issues with, anything. They have undroppable players. You can't just drop and like quit on the league. I do love the Bears. I mean, I root for the Bears, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, when they're good, maybe I'll become a Bears fan again. Not to be that guy. We had some great years, man. We had the Jim Miller era. We had the whole Urlacher, Lance Briggs era, the Rex Grossman era. We were competitive. But it was generally, I was born in 88, so I was after the 85 Super Bowl. It's always been kind of like a farce. We've had just great defenses and good special teams and shit, like stuff that just doesn't translate. We've never had a good quarterback, never had an efficient offense, so it's not a really fun team to watch. They haven't been. Who do they play in week 7 off the top? I don't know off the top of my head, Pierre. I mean, I can't be planning out 7 weeks ahead when I haven't seen a team play. No, I don't hate the Bears. Drew says, yes, a bandwagon. I mean, it's not like I like another team. I'm not liking another team over the Bears. That's the team I root for, but I just don't live and die with the fact that they win or lose or whatever they take.
You want to know who the Bears play week 7?
Yeah, home versus Saints. Yeah, that would be Pierre, that's a win. But, yeah, I don't live and die with the Bears. Like, I don't care. Mitch Trubisky that whole debacle was upsetting. And that's kind of what turned me, dude, was that not so much that Mahomes turned out to be Mahomes, but trading up to get a guy that would have been there anyway is just ludicrous. And like those decisions, there's been a bunch of them.
Wouldn't bandwagon be like liking the Chiefs? I fucking hate them.
Yeah, or like jumping on the Bengals bandwagon now. Although you can never say jumping on Cincinnati, the Bengals is a bandwagon because they always suck. Tucker Kraft in the 10th. Jesus. Good value, bro. Fucking essentially. That's awesome. That's great. I got to probably think who I'm going to pick here. So I have 4 running backs, 4 receivers. Is there a quarterback? Nobody really worth taking. I am just going to wait. We will just wait and wait and wait and wait. Imagine taking quarterbacks on round 3 on Fantrax is what Pierre says. I mean, I'll take Josh Allen. I've done it once. I didn't really like my team late round 3. I'll take some of the other guys late round 4, but ideally, like I want round 5 for Burrow or Hurts. Show your team, he says. There it is so far. No quarterback yet. Not my finest hour. Trey McBride is nice, though. He's going to allow me to have a kind of a flex issue if I can get quarterback under control. I'm pretty high on Chris Olave, so as a 3, I don't mind it. Evan Ingram. Well, this might work out okay. Quarterbacks have really fallen here. Like, we're in the fucking 10th round. Pacheco is your second round. Did you wait to get a second one? Yeah, I got Pacheco in the 5th, I think. Yeah, Pacheco in the 5th. I don't mind the value I had on my RBs. I just don't necessarily like the RBs I have. And Baker Mayfield, I mean, 10th round, waiting at quarterback. Yeah, I'll take that one. I've been getting a lot of Baker. I was down on him early in the year. He was going in like the 7th, 8th round in best balls, and early even in the Fantrax year. I've been getting him in the 9th, 10th, 11th round. Like, that's just, he's the last of, you don't have to get a second guy until really late. I know he ain't gonna have 41 touchdowns. He might have only 30, but I will take that. Cedric Tillman, come on, man. How are you gonna make a terrible pick like Keenan Allen, and then follow it up with an amazing pick like Cedric Tillman a round and a half ahead of ADP? Damn it. And I know Pierre's gonna get Bo Nix for sure. I have a receiver problem for sure. I have Olave and Coleman. Coleman's my 4. This is not great. There he goes. Now he's taking running backs. I hope you go wide receiver, he says. I might. I mean, you see my queue. You know who I want. Looking for late season upside. These guys both have 4 running backs, so they shouldn't do it. Rashid Shaheed is a good player too. Yeah, I have Olave though, so I'm not about taking. Oh, Tajay Spears, jeez. I'm not about taking 2 Saints players. Like that's just a no-no. You don't take 2 players from a bottom 5 offense. Yeah, for once, there you go. Screw off, Pierre. I got my Scatterbo. He's a dog, man. See, I actually am a big Tyrone Tracy fan, and there was at one point, maybe a month and a half ago, on Underdog and some of the best ball platforms where Scatterbo was going ahead of Tyrone Tracy, and I was actually it was my wife that was like, remember how good Tracy was last year? And I was like, yeah, his stats were good. He had the fumbling problem. Went back and watched his film. Tyrone Tracy is a badass, man. He's good around the goal line, good receiver, pretty powerful, explosive, but they're not going to be good this year. Cam's going to get a chance. He profiles as like the high value touch guy. Gets catches, goal line, powerful, coach's pet, good pass blocker. To start the year, I know I'm not drafting Scatterbo to be like the starter on my team. I don't expect much until week 6 from him, to be honest. But like he is a step above. He's a handcuff, whether that be because Tracy fumbles, they just want to get a look at him.
Who's texting us?
Oh, that's Ray.
Oh, is he talking to me?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You're talking about the Bears. You're bad-mouthing the Bears in the background.
What did I say?
I love Tracy, man. Pierre says 127. He got Knicks at 127. I mean, we both got such good value on our quarterback. You got Knicks at 127. I got Mayfield at like 119. Let's go, dude. Now they're going to start going. We want them to start going. So I need to try to get another receiver, but
No, I said I don't like Kansas City.
oh,
Does he like Kansas City?
no, he likes the Bears. He's what they call a diehard. I am gonna have to fucking get this bench with like back end scrub receivers because I only have 4. This is not great. This guy sniped my D. There it goes. You gotta take Denver in the 11th, Pierre. Hey, Pierre, you'd be proud of me. In my home league, I got Denver in the 17th round. It's a 22 round draft. I mean, it was the 18th round, but I never take defense at all. Now I will start taking them. It's 3 days before the season. But I actually, Denver fell. Someone took Baltimore like a round before. You'd be proud of me, man. Ray's trying to say I snipe his favorite players every draft I have with him, so enjoy. Bro, trash team, Joseph says. And talking about mine, it's not great. I don't think it's trash, though. Middling. I would call it middling. We'll take a look at it. The lineup, it's full now. The running backs, yeah, are not great. I don't mind the 3 receivers. I'm a big Olave guy. I got Trey McBride. Aaron Jones' flex, I don't like. But I might start Nick Chubb week 1. Big Keon Coleman, dude. Fan of him. I'm going to need to pair a couple. I don't like drafting receivers on my bench. I like getting a set 5 and then just hammering backup running backs. But in this team, I'm going to have to take some shots at some rookie receivers in case of injury. Tracy had like 5 fumbles, dude. It was not 2 fumbles. He might have only lost 2 fumbles. I recall him losing that fumble in the London game to lose, like in overtime or at fourth quarter to lose the game. Tracy definitely had. Oh, now he takes Trey Benson. Okay. Screw you, Pierre. There's still some dudes. I'm going to need them. Love them. Keon to the moon, Ray says. So, I don't know. In the chat, how many fumbles? Someone look this up. I can look it up, but I'm preoccupied. How many fumbles did Tyrone Tracy have last year? I'm pretty sure it was 5 or 6. He might have only lost 2 or 3. My pick was Eckler after the RB1 depth chart report. I'm not into Eckler. Nobody in the queue, 27 seconds. We are going to take Brian Robinson Jr. We'll get running back, or we'll get receivers later. Well, Leggett would have been my pick, but I wasn't going to let B-Rob slip through. And this guy is probably the first Tuesday at 8 is probably still going to take 2 running backs. 5. Pierre says 5. It was a lot. It wasn't 5 lost fumbles, but fumbles are still fumbles. Coaches see that, and like they could be a lost fumble. Tyrone Force, would you trade CMC, Hollywood, Goddard, and Ford for Chuba, McBride, Diggs, and Myers and Golden? That's a crazy ass. Like, that's half your roster, dude. Would you trade CMC, Hollywood? Yes, I would definitely trade that. The only player you're giving up is CMC. Hollywood is a bench player. Goddard, bench tight end. Ford. You're getting Hubbard, McBride, and Diggs and Golden. 100%. Wide receiver later. I know, no one's left. That's what sucks is middle wide receiver rounds is rough, man. So I'm going to have to hit these late guys and hope for one of them to hit. Travis basically popped a fumble every game. Well, I don't like ETN. ETN is bad on every front. Used to be an ETN guy. But are you Tyrone Tracy's dad or something? I like Tyrone Tracy, dude. I just said I love him. I love his film, but there's a lot of ways he can lose his job. And the biggest thing I'm banking on is that the team is bad. And yes, Tyrone Tracy's a young player. Scatterbo is a younger player. Pierre says your team's going towards a C, bro. I'm aware, Pierre. You don't have to fucking tell me. That's why I'm going to load up on upside bench players. Running backs, since my running back room is weak. We're going to do that. We're just going to keep on. I'm going to take Ray Davis. We're just going to keep on taking guys that could be league winners to make up for my shit-ass team. Kind of what I do anyway, but he won't have 2,000 yards in the NFL. So you hate Cam Scatterbo is what you're saying. Your wide receiver room is thin, though. Pierre, I know it's thin, okay? What do you want me to do? Reach on some guy like Amari Cooper? No. Oh, okay. He doesn't hate Cam Scatterbo. Why shouldn't we care about the NFL when? Why should we care about the NFL when college football is on? I don't know. I mean, Rashee Rice has been gone for a long time. You talking about fixing your RB? I am. My starting wide receivers are money, dude. I love Olave as my 3. When I have McBride, I do like Olave. Now there's gonna be bye weeks. I understand that. Pierre, who took Rashee Rice, bro? He went. Where did Rashee Rice go? Rashee Rice usually goes in the 7th. I've been drinking. I can't even see the screen, dude. Am I just out of it? Oh, right. It was right before me. Yeah, right before me. 7-3. That's who I was going to take. So that would have been the 75th pick. Jared Goff, huh? Didn't have to do that one. Olave with Rattlers and L, though. No, it's not an L because he's going to also have Tyler Shuck. Chris Olave is going to have 140 targets this year. Not a lot of touchdowns, but Chris Olave is so depressed in terms of his value. Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, there you go. Olave. It's a dude. Rashira, this guy, dude, says Rashid went almost pick 90 in my league. I mean, where you take him, so much depends on your settings. Do you have deep benches? If you don't have deep benches, it's hard to take him. Is it 12 teams? He says 12 teams. Coleman Welsh, would you trade A.J. Brown and David Montgomery to acquire Josh Jacobs and Deebo Samuel? Starting RB is currently Chase Brown. Yeah, Josh Jacobs and Brown are even, and you're getting Deebo. It's tough. I would probably do that. What do you guys think? Would you rather have A.J. Brown? We don't know the rest of your team. A.J. Brown and David Montgomery or Josh Jacobs and Deebo? Probably Jacobs and Deebo. Nobody took Rasheed in my 15-team league. Well, how do you play a 15-team league? Does one team get a bye every week? Ray says, watch the draft recap peeps, live raw drunk reactions. Yeah, that one got like 8,000 views in the live stream. Yeah, Jacobs and Deebo for sure. Whoever's in here, drop a like. Give me a subscription. We're building this channel up, man. And, you know, I was watching a couple guys that I listen to, like, religiously, and they know their shit, and they were just telling me they're in 7 leagues and all this shit. Like, I'm in 25 leagues. I got $7,000 on the line. Every year I do this, 20 to 25 leagues. It's a lot of money for me. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, not even just on this, but on the pods, who I like, what I would do. So, and I've lost money 1 year the last 12 years. I've had 1 losing season. Now, people will say, you do so many leagues, you can't lose. Well, you can lose. If you pick a lot of the wrong players and you go in on the wrong players, you will lose. I love the Green Bay defense. This guy says Green Bay defense. I do like it. Problem is, week 1, they play the Lions. So I don't necessarily like that matchup. But with Parsons coming in week 2, maybe he'll play week 1. It's going to be a good D. Bijan, Allen, Chase Brown, Terry, and Cortland. That's good. Josh Allen in the second, and you actually got Chase Brown in the third. I like that. Terry and Sutton are nice. Nice little safety vessels. I got to see what kind of receivers are available. Maybe I hammer one more backup running back. Maybe I do that. Your thoughts on Cedric Tillman or Quentin Johnson? I'm the biggest Cedric Tillman fan you'll ever meet. So, and actually last year, Quentin Johnson was one of my pillar players. Going at wide receiver 70, finished at like wide receiver 44 or something at 8 touchdowns. So I'm a little off Quentin Johnson this year. His price hasn't gone down, but yeah, Cedric Tillman. Hey, Cedric Tillman's my dude. That's a prime breakout, like mid to late round wide receiver. He's already gone in this one. But best ball especially, like that's one of my most owned best ball players is Cedric Tillman. And I know like the 4-game stretch he had was pretty much based on Jameis Winston. Who did Burrow Chase take? San Fran's defense. Cool. So we are gonna take. I'm gonna take Romeo Doubs. This is gross, but there's a lot of injuries in that receiver room. Colby says I'm all in on Tillman this year. I am beyond all in on Tillman this year. I have a couple leagues where I'm starting him week 1 in my flex, and I'm not gonna shy away. He's against the Bengals. I don't believe in Jerry Jeudy. I also think Jerry Jeudy is a prime mid-season trade candidate, not to mention he's a frail little biatch. And I used to be a Jeudy guy, and he just, last year, yeah, he showed out, but before the quarterback change and before the Amari Cooper trade, he was like wide receiver 50 in fantasy points per game. So I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle with him. He's not going to be wide receiver 50. He's also not going to be wide receiver 5. He'll be a solid, like, middling wide receiver 3, but give me Cedric Tillman, who comps as a Nico Collins-esque player. That might sound crazy to you, but Nico Collins was bad his first year, bad his second year. It took till it was a 3rd-year breakout guy. I think this is Tillman's 3rd year. It could be his 4th year. But give me all the Cedric Tillman, dude. We're going to take, is there a running back I'll take? This is a toughie. This is a toughie. I'm going to take another shot at the apple and nah, screw that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm taking Blake Corum. Oh, guys that could win me the league. Mixing for the playoffs. No, this is my Rico spot, but I've been warming more on Blake Corum as. You know what? Pierre knows all my moves, dude. You know my sex moves too, Pierre? What do you got? What's my move? What's my like second position? You start missionary like usual. Where do I go? What's my second position? What's your guess in the chat? My second sex position. Usually you start in missionary. What am I looking at? Usually it's based on what the girl wants maybe, but not with me. I'm a dominant. All right, I'm a dom. Why not Hollywood? He says. Because I think I'm pretty safe for the first 4 or 5 weeks at receiver. I'm more looking for possibly later season guys, and Hollywood doesn't stay healthy, so I don't know if he'll be available then. And once Rice comes back, what is Hollywood Brown? To where I have Keon Coleman, who could just be a nothing, don't get me wrong, but I trust him in the early part of the season if he is his dude. And Romeo Doubs I think could have a role all year. I mean, he's going to have a role. I don't think I'll ever want to start him, but I need some insulation there. Sell Judy high after the first couple weeks. Yeah, unfortunately, that's from Brick. Unfortunately, these are no trade leagues. So Keon 400. No. This guy Rob says, like your name by the way, 4 touchdowns, 500 yards. Shaking my head. I mean, he was a rookie last year. He got hurt midseason, came back early, and just was terrible after the injury. Keon's their number one. I mean, I know like Shakir might lead the team in targets, but like who's going to lead the team in snap share? It's either him or Josh Palmer. So you got to stake your claim on one of the two. They did pay Josh Palmer. I'm not going to deny that. But Keon Coleman has a much high. There's no world that Josh Palmer's a consistent wide receiver 3. I think there's a world where Keon Coleman scores 9 touchdowns this year. Josh Allen's going to be throwing more. They're not going to have 35 rushing touchdowns, which is just insane. They're going to have more like 25 rushing touchdowns. That leaves 8 more passing touchdowns. Gabe Davis is back. I did read that, but yeah, Gabe Davis sucks. 8 touchdowns, 700 yards. Okay, that's really good. I'm more hoping for 900 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's fine. Palmer is trash. I like Shakir. I do like Shakir more. I'm guessing Shakir is off the board because I would have not taken Coleman over Shakir with my build. So we need another receiver. I know Burrow to Chase. No, he's actually going to play. He took Rico. Hollywood Brown's still available. I could go there, that route. My thoughts on Mbuka. I am warming. I was a couple weeks ago a little less likely to take him, but it just doesn't. And Kate Otten's banged up. Rashad White's back, but it just seems like early season he is a high-end wide receiver 3, and if he balls out, I just don't know how healthy Chris Godwin's going to be when he comes back. And this son of a bitch took Pat Bryant. No. Fuck. Thornton. I need a dude here. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Ben, who did I take the pick before you tonight? Emeka? Draft Bajent. I'm down to get another team going. Oh, he took Hollywood right before me? Come on, dude. We're going to take a shot at the Texans wide receiver room. We don't know how it's going to play out. I might have to end up dropping him because I don't have a backup quarterback. I just realized that. So I don't think that pick's going to matter. Emeka equals Godwin 2.0. There's actually a lot more available than I thought. If you guys want to stick around, I'll do draft grades for this one. You guys can all give me a D. That's fine. I don't think I've had lower than like a C from the community so far. Yeah, I don't know about Tua. I'd much rather take a shot on Bryce Young with rushing upside than Tua. Very gassy. What about May? It's going to be May. I like Drake May. Drake May, Caleb. Dak goes ahead of those guys. I still like Trevor Lawrence this year. I know it's like not a popular opinion, but Trevor Lawrence has never utilized his legs, and he is a gazelle, man. And we just saw Baker have the best rushing year of his career. With Liam Cohen. So I expect, I think Lawrence has never had more than 250 yards rushing in a year. I expect a 350 to 400 yard rushing year from Trevor Lawrence. With those weapons, I love it. Tua, he's a top 10 when healthy. My worry about Tua is the last good year Tua had, he led the NFL in passing, and he was like quarterback 11 in fantasy points per game. So he literally offers Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers level ground usage. Like we'll have 50 yards rushing on the year. And his touchdown numbers are usually low, like 26 touchdowns. So he does a lot of his damage through the air with yards. And he's just not a good red zone passer. So his touchdowns need to come from the deep ball, which until I see them go back to it, I just don't think there's any world where he's a top 10 fantasy quarterback. So at that point, I'm not touching you. Because I see maybe not Bryce Young is not a good example. Trevor Lawrence, I see the top 8 upside. Some of these other dudes, Caleb, I see top 8. Now I see bottom 20 for sure with those guys, where I think Tua is probably a safer option when he's healthy. Dom said he's a perfect healthy backup. I could be totally off. If the Dolphins offense hums again, I'm wrong. Who cares? He only does well against shit teams. Well, then you can start him against the shit teams, but I don't know about the Dolphins. All right, one more round. We're going to do draft grades here. Whoever wants to stick around, just chime in the chat. We'll go through team by team. We're going to give Pierre's team an F because he's an asshole. That's a good comp, Brick. He says Lawrence needs to have a good season or he's starting to look like Danny Dimes, where he only has one good season and falls off. Yeah, the difference is Lawrence, and the crazy thing is Danny Dimes got another shot and won the job. Lawrence will get another shot somewhere else just based on his first overall draft capital. And I think he's still super young, like 25, 26. But this is kind of it for him in Jacksonville. If this doesn't work, when they go out and draft want to call him a receiver in Travis Hunter, trade up to get him number 2 overall, you got Bretton Strange, you have Brian Thomas Jr., you paid Dimey Brown, you have some pass-catching running backs. If he doesn't do it this year in that shit division, this is it for Trevor Lawrence, man. You are fragile at wide receiver and running back. Pierre, I know this is not a good team. You don't have to keep on sticking it to me. Let the other people in the chat that don't know all my teams stick it to me. Both last comments. Well done, Brick. Damn it. Arizona's gone? Okay. We are going to take... We're going to take the Bengals. Worst defense in the league, playing against the Browns. Which squad do you like best of the top 5 picks? We're going to get into that in a second, Rob. And give me 1 second. I'll go to the draft board. Brick, thank you for the sub. Just stumbled upon this live. Love the vibes. Just subbed. I appreciate it, man. Welcome to the club. We are going to go to draft grade time. So, draft grades. We're going to go A through F. C being average, middling team. F being bottom 2. A being most likely a bye, which is top 1 or 2 seed. Start off with the first team, Tuesday 8. He just labeled it the dates. I do too, and I changed mine to the actual name. Regardless, we have Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy, Joe Burrow, Golden, Judy, and then a bunch of running backs. So his starting running backs are going to be Javonte Williams and Dylan Sampson week 1, I think. And his Chase, McConkey, Worthy, and Golden with Judy on the bench. Burrow and Bowers is nice. This is not good. Like, my team's not good. This is not good. He took 2 backup tight ends. Gross, dude. I hear trash, F, unplayable. If Judkins signs tomorrow and he's back by week 3, although that kind of hurts his Samson pick. If Najee Harris is ready week 1, like there's just so many questions with this team. I have a lot of Fs. A lot of Fs, a lot of trash. Sorry, Tuesday 8. I'm going to give it a D-. Just for the sheer fact that he has Bowers and Burrow, and I think his top 3 receivers are good. That could pop off early on, especially Worthy early on in the year. But I want to play this team early in the year because it's like a fucking bye. So, okay, D-. See, I convinced you, Pierre. I'm a 10-time champ. Never got a better draft grade than a C-. Are you, Jeezy, have you been in some of these Fantrax with us? Is that what you're saying? And if that's the case, I apologize. I'm pretty unbiased here, man. Got a D, so nothing higher than a D. We're going to move on to the shipyards. Zero RB didn't work out for him. Here's the thing is, if he had taken Nick Chubb, he could have taken Nick Chubb. I took him at 9-4. He could have taken him at 9-1. If he had Javonte Williams and Nick Chubb, at least he has 2 starting running backs week 1. That could have made his team to a C- to me. Okay, third team, shipyard. You got Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams as his backs, JSN, Metcalf, Pearsall. His flex, he's got Kittle, which is nice. His flex is going to be Jordan Mason or Braylon Allen, maybe even Tillman. I don't know why I picked Keenan Allen. Dak Prescott's his quarterback with Kittle at tight end. I like Algier. He's got backing up Bijan, so he's got that. It would have been nice if he got Blake Corum. I stole that from him. Trevor Lawrence is backup quarterback. So Bijan, Kyron. His receivers are okay. This is a pretty safe team, man. This is you got a B+ from Live Blast. It's a pretty safe team. I'm going to give this one a solid C because he has a flex problem. I don't like what he did with the Keenan Allen pick. I don't know what that was. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe I'll give it a C+. Because we're all going to have, most of us are going to have one wart in our team. C, I got a C from Pierre, B from Ray, C- from Ben. So around middle of the pack. I like Mooney over Tillman all day. I don't. Drake London's there. Like you're saying that we have Tillman competing against Jerry Jeudy and you have Mooney competing against Drake London, and Bijan there. So that's why I like Tillman over him. Closer to a C- than C+. All right, it's not great. Tevins. We have Gibbs, Hampton. Early with Lamar Jackson, we got Adams, Sutton, and Buka and Rice. Unfortunately, he does not have a flex. His flex is going to be ETN. And then he has Loveland at his tight end. Leggett, Spears is out. I don't know who he's starting at flex. It's going to be probably ETN. Maybe Leggett week 1 since he's the 2 there. Should I start in the flex at Buka or Jerry Jeudy? That's a tough one, man. Judy's got a great matchup, but I would probably say Ibuka. D+, D-. Well, we've had some really hard grades in these teams. If my team's bad, that means every other team the rest of the draft is going to be good because we can't have a bunch of Ds. I'm going to give this one a C- because if he can get past that early season flex problem. When he gets Rashee Rice back, it's solid. He's got Lamar. I think it's really early on Hampton though, and I don't mind his receivers. I just don't like what he with his bench running backs. Etienne and Tootin. What if Bigsby's the guy? Spears out for 4 weeks, and he backed it up with defenses and kickers. So Josh Palmer could be an X factor. All right, you're welcome, Misty. C minus. What do we have for this one? Watch the live draft for more of in-depth thoughts. Well, thanks. That's what Ryan's saying, right? Trash. So we all have like a C minus or a D or something for this team. The Hampton pick. Hampton had a Kyron. I guess I could see a world where that makes sense. It's going to be an 8-point game ceiling. Wow, this guy hates Buka. I don't know about that, man, but that's not why I don't like this team. Ibuka was fine value there. I was debating taking Ibuka over Olave. I just love Olave, and I have not enough Olave in my life. So, okay, we're going to go to my team. You guys give me the grade. I will defend it, but I won't give it a grade until the end. So we got CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Trey McBride. Backs are Breece Hall, Pacheco. Olave is my third receiver. Flex is going to be kind of an issue, but I have options. Aaron Jones, Keon Coleman, Nick Chubb. Really, really late Baker Mayfield, 10th round. We got Scatterbo, Brian Robinson Jr., Ray Davis, Romeo Doubs, Blake Corum, and that's it. So, what about Diggs, boys? We like Diggs. Travis E at a flex isn't good at all. Yes, that's not great. My flex is much better than that. That's not saying much, but it is. So, what's your grade for the team? Lamb, Brown, Olave are the receivers. McBride is the tight end. I got Breece Hall, Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield is quarterback. It's not my finest team. I think this is like an average team. Pacheco's been. I've seen Pacheco go in the 4th round. I'm not all for that, but I kind of was forced to it. It was either him or Swift or Harvey, but I couldn't go with a risky running back. Solid C for you. This is the most C of all time, basically. Yeah, very average. I think my one saving grace is I like McBride where I got him. Mayfield's kind of value, but I do have, Scatterbo, Brian Robinson Jr., Ray Davis, and Corum. Guys that could be every week starters if there's an injury. F minus, okay. Okay, Ben. Solid C plus because of the Baker pick. I know this isn't one of my better teams, so I'm not upset with it. So the rest of the league better be good because we have graded everyone no higher than C. Z, we have Justin Jefferson. He didn't take a receiver, so Jesus. Okay, this is going to be wild. So his receivers are Jefferson, Diggs, Kirk, Ayuk, and Mooney. He's got JT, Chuba, and DeAndre Swift, so Swift is his flex. Josh Allen. His tight end is Zach Ertz. So his starting receivers are Jefferson, Diggs, and Kirk, with the flex being Swift. Baltimore's defense in the 9th round. I'm giving this team a fucking F, dude. I don't know, dude. He's like, if you think my receivers are bad, he has Diggs and Kirk, where I have AJ Brown and Chris Olave. So D plus at best. Like, okay, Josh Allen's nice. Chuba's okay. Swift, this is way worse than my squad. Pierre says D or D minus. So where are all the good teams at? Where have all the Cowboys gone? Because we're through 5 teams. We don't have anything over a C. Oh, God, this is bad. D minus. Okay, so we're just destroying these teams, man, including my own. All right, moving on to Pierre, Burrow to Chase. We have Saquon and A-Chain. Pretty nice little combo there. T. Higgins, Marvin Harrison, Devonta Smith, and Debo at your flex. Actually, you'll probably start Tony Pollard at your flex. Jalen Warren, nice little backup there. Michael Pittman. Evan Ingram's your tight end. Bo Nix and Jared Goff. I like the Trey Benson pick. Dowdle, and then you have your multiple defenses as usual. Your kicker, Hunter Henry. This is a really safe team from you. Barkley, A-Chain, Higgins, Harrison, Smith, Debo, or Pollard as your flex. You're pretty safe at running back with that Pollard pick. I like that a lot. I wish I would have had Pollard instead of Aaron Jones, but he took him earlier. B plus, B minus, not bad. B-ish probably. I was gonna say B minus. which is I think the best team so far. It's just Bo Nix and Ingram, so weaker onesies, and I kind of like the receivers. Smith's a fine 3. Pollard's fine. Samuel, it's good at the value. Plus having Nix and Ingram late. What is your grade for your team? That's closer to A minus and B. You've had way better teams than this, Pierre. Get the hell out of here. You've had way better teams than this. I think this is okay. How about I give you a solid B? Because I like the construction of the team, and a lot of the problems we have with some of these earlier teams is bad roster construction. So I'll give you your construction is good. I guess I could give or take like Debo. I mean, I kind of like Pittman. He's safe, very safe. B plus. I think the Knicks pick saved him. Yeah, Knicks is like the fact that you got Knicks in the 11th and I got Baker in the 10th. Like was a gift from the league. So B plus. All right, people like this one. I think Neighbors wide receiver 1 or 2 this year from Dom. I like that. Okay, Chameleon. This should be a good team. We'll see. McCaffrey, Chase Brown, pretty nice. Tyreek, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers. He took Mahomes. Tracy is his flex. He has Andrews and Njoku. Jaden Reed, Shaheed, like that pick a lot. Eckler, Roshan Johnson, the 13th. So he took Roshan the same round that Ray Davis went. That's weird. Caleb is his backup quarterback, and then just defenses and kickers and Mostert. So Higgins as his wide receiver 1, as a true wide receiver 2 is hilarious. Yeah, but it's still T. Higgins with 10 touchdown upside. This is a B plus team. Was good until pick 6. A little early for Mahomes. I don't mind his receiver. I feel like he took his receivers all like 8 or 10 picks early. Like Tyreek Hill usually lasts at the end of the 3rd or early 4th. DJ Moore sometimes lasts to the 5th. Zay is fine. Tracy's okay. It's just the 2 tight ends. You don't need to back up Andrews with Njoku right there. Shaheed's good. Okay. I'm going to give a solid C for this one. B minus. Mahomes too early. Tracy instead of wide receiver 4, double tight end for no reason. Reed can't play. Well, Reed will play. We'll see what he does. C plus from Ray. I've been given. There's a lot of teams just middle of the pack here. So actually, I'm feeling better about my team because I don't see a clear in a way like stud team. And when there might be some in the last 4, I haven't really looked at them. We'll have to look at them together. C plus from Pierre. All right, next squad, Mandalay Bay. Neighbors, Jacobs, Daniels, Kamara, Ridley, Connor, Myers, Tyler Warren, Stevenson. So he's got Neighbors, Ridley, and Myers is his 3, Mims is his 4, Burden's his 5. Backs are Jacobs, Kamara, and Connor. That's pretty solid. Tyler Warren and Jaden Daniels. So his flex is going to be Connor. Myers is wide receiver 3. Warren's nice with Daniels. I kind of see what he did here. It's okay. Way too thin at wide receiver again. There's a lot of thin receiver teams here. Little Paris Hilton build. Give me a second, Kyle. I'll get to your question. Dom says D. Can't have Ridley and Myers to start. I mean, I loved Ridley. I don't like Myers as much, but I mean, he took Ridley ahead of Pickens, Waddle, or Jameson Williams. I think he wanted to have a safe guy there. I'm gonna go B minus, maybe C. I'm gonna go C plus. Like I love having Connor. Like his running backs are super safe. He's got the depth at running back with Jaden Daniels and Tyler Warren, who everyone loves. I'm warming. The receivers are a problem, but Neighbors and Ridley will be fine. So no upside on bench. I get it. I have C plus. You got C minus from Pierre, C plus from Colby. I have C plus ish. Bench is a problem. Like, there's nothing there, dude. Rashad White might not even be the handcuff anymore, and you can't really play him weekly. Thielen, yeah, that's a problem. C from Ray. Ridley is the most up-and-down player I've ever seen. You take him out because of matchups, and he gets 27. This year may be different. I know it's crazy to say that with a rookie, but I have a question from Kyle. I have Josh Allen. Should I double flex Shakir or Coleman, or Jacoby Myers or Ollie Gordon? Depending on what you hear about Myers, I think it's either Myers or Shakir. You got to wait and see with Coleman. I got to see what his snap share is first. Love Ridley. We all love Ridley. We have a lot of C's here. All right, moving on to FKFL. Now, this guy has no running backs. This is a wacky draft, folks. We have Genty, Followed up by London, Garrett Wilson, Tet McMillan, George Pickens. That's a murderous row, a bukkake crew, if you will. His RB2 is Caleb Johnson, Travis Kelce at tight end with JCM and Bigsby backing up the running backs. Bateman, so Drake May and McCarthy are his quarterbacks. He's got Pop Douglas, Kareem Hunt. This is another weird ass team, man. I love the 4 receivers. Like, I'm not a big tech guy, but I get it where he took them. This is a weird team. He's going to have some really, really problems at running back here with Krosky. I don't know who he's starting week 1. Maybe Bigsby with 9 career receptions in 2 years. Pop, I like Pop, man. I don't know if he's good in fantasy, but I like him as a real life player. JCM listed at RB4 the depth chart today. Yeah, I know, but we did see RJ Harvey 3 weeks ago being listed at RB5. I'm not going to let that scare me off JCM. I'm not a JCM guy anyway, but that doesn't move the needle for me because I don't even have him as a top 10 round pick in fantasy. Love the receivers, but horrible RB room. C-ish, maybe C+. Pierre says no RB, no quarterback, no D, all risk. Yeah, there's a lot of questions with this team. I guess the receivers could carry him, but he's got quarterback questions, an old tight end question. I don't know who his RB2 is. His RB1's a rookie. Maybe he's not a rookie in most people's eyes, but I'm going to give this one a C. D+, C-, C+-ish. I'm just going to do it just because it's PPR, and there's a way that this team's just receivers dominate with London, Wilson, McMillan, and Pickens. I love Pickens. But he's going to have problems later in the year. His bench is just bad. So I'm actually going C-. There's just so many questions. C-. Listen, Bill is a rookie. He's going to have to get ease in the offense, which will be a committee most of the season unless we see some injuries. That's a good take, Brick, and that's probably accurate. That's what I've been saying all along, and everyone's like, well, Brian Robinson's traded. This is a dude. I like him as a player. He's just not a pass catcher, and they like Chris Rodriguez there. So, okay, essentially 5. I'm guessing this guy's team's going to be bonkers because someone has to have a good team, right? Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, Jameson Williams, and Travis Hunter. He's got James Cook and Kenneth Walker with Dobbins on the bench, Jaden Blue, Woody Mark. So he is thin as fuck at running back. He's got Hunter as his flex with Addison, who's got a 3-game suspension in his bench, with Jennings. So he's got a lot of his receivers are going to be great all year. Safe as hell all year. I guess he should have gotten Charbonnet. He picked Addison ahead of Charbonnet. And I guess that's really early for Charbonnet. He was probably banking on getting Charbonnet at the A3 because this dude just sniped the hell out of him. I don't know why he has 6 receivers when he has those solid ones. I would have liked one more running back before that or hammer it later. And he waited on quarterback, so he has Justin Fields and CJ Stroud. I like that. He has Tucker Kraft. So some of the players he has I love, and I think his starting lineup is dope. It's dope. I'm going to have to give this one a B or a B+, although I could see the issues with it down the road, but I love Tucker Kraft. Fields, he's going in with Fields. His onesies could hit, and then his RB problem doesn't matter. Dobbins is fine as an RB3. I wish he had just taken 1 or 2 more running backs. Woody Marks and Mitchell. He didn't take any like upside dudes. You could say Jaden Blue. I don't think he's ever a full down, like a 3-down back. So Kraft over Ingram is bad. No. Tucker Kraft is the dude. So that's not bad. Yeah, I think he just figured he can get Charbonnet because that Charbonnet usually does not go the end of the 7th. He usually goes like mid-8th, end of 8th. So I think he got a little greedy there because he could have just taken Jennings, right? If he just did that, he would have had Jennings. That wouldn't have affected his team. So I got B+ from Pierre. I think I forget what I say. I've had a lot of beer. B or B+ for me. It's an aggressive team, and I do appreciate that. The receivers will kill. And, I mean, the starting 2 running backs are solid, like set in stone, 18, 20 touch guys. Should have went Jennings instead of Addison. Shakir. Okay, so we have a lot of B's for this one. Ben says D+. Wow. What do you hate about this team, Ben? I think everyone else has this as a B, so I'll go on to the next team while you type. Aren't you like a young? He's like you're young as hell. You should be a fast typer, bro. Maybe 25. Let's effing go. we have St. Brown, Bucky Irving at the 2-2. I don't think I've seen him go that high. Jalen Hurts pretty high. So he's got Bucky and Henderson as his running backs. St. Brown, Adunze, and Shakir. And his flex is looking like a tight end, which I absolutely hate. So Laporte is a tight end. Hawkinson looks like his flex. Downs, Godwin, took Purdy as his backup. Garendo. He took Garendo. He's not even the handcuff anymore. So I don't know if this dude really knows what he's doing because Jalen Wright is out. He's not the backup. Garendo is not the backup. Took multiple defenses. Kyle Williams. I like the player. I just don't know enough about him right now. Where he's at in the depth chart. This is not great, dude. This is not great. 0 out of 10 C+, no ball knowledge. That's what this team kind of says to me because, like, as much as you want to say my team isn't good, like, there's a reason for every pick I made, whether it was the right pick or not. Like, I'm building towards something. I know what I need to make up on, or at least make a strength a stronger strength. I don't know what he did with Wan'Dale Robinson, Garendo, Kyle Williams, Jalen Wright. Like, I just don't know what those picks are, and now he's forced himself to starting a tight end at flex. That's a no-go because tight ends don't catch more than 70 passes. And you can get a receiver that catches 90. So, yikes, D+. Pierre says D+. Colby says D. It's not good. This is a D. Hendy could pop, right? Hendy could pop, but, like, he went early on Irving, early on Hurts. Why take Hawkinson, man? That's the biggest question is why take Hawkinson when you could have had, I don't know, maybe not much, but or actually, I think what he shouldn't have taken Laporta. If he just doesn't take Laporta and take Jalen Waddle, now he has Waddle as his 3, Shakir as his flex with Hawkinson at tight end. That makes it so much better. Last team pretty good until the cut pick. Yeah, we haven't got to that one yet, but people tanking tight ends. This is a Fantrax public redraft. Full PPR, 12 teams, 250. All right, so we have a bad grade for this team. Everyone has like a D, so not good. All right, last pick. MDK. We got Henry, Brian Thomas, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin with Harvey, Waddle as his flex, Charbonnet on the bench, Kupp as his bench receiver, Ollie Gordon in the 9th round. Granted, it's a 9-12, but that's dude, he started off at like, what, 14th, 15th round we started these, Pierre. Now he's up to the 9th round. Pierre says, very good start, then lost it. Don't get the Gordon hype. The 9th is the problem. Kyle Pitts is tight end 1. And Kyler, good value in the 11th. That's solid. Denver's defense, he sniped you on. Kyle Pitts. Jerome Ford in the 14th. I kind of like that. I don't know why he needed to do that because he has solid backs. This is a weird one, dude. I like the Waddle at flex is good. Harvey's going to have some early season, I wouldn't say struggles, but usage issues. Charbonnet, Gordon just early. Higgins in the 10th. Who was available after him? Marvin Mims, Cedric Tillman. B-. Took Gordon too high, at least a B. So, yeah, the starting lineup's good, and we're all going to have issues with our teams, apparently, in this draft. I'm going to go B-. And I just don't know who is – there's like 1 or 2 good teams in this league that are, like, flawless. So, I feel much better about my squad and the warts I have when I look at, there's like no bangers really. Like Pierre, you got a pretty good team. Essentially, his team's okay, but usually we come out of these draft grades and there's like 3 teams that are like okay, they're in the playoffs, and there's like 3 teams that it's like they're not in the playoffs. I can see like 7 just bummy ass squads. Only 1 RB not in a committee or handcuffs, C-. Charbonnet and Gordon, that's all he's got. And then Ford, but I don't think any of us are counting Ford as much. I think Ford's valuable the first 3 weeks of the year, depending on what happens with Judkins. You somehow sneak to the top 4. Yeah, is that right? I'm the top 4? Is that crazy? After seeing all the teams, your team is definitely one of the better ones. Is that wacky? Because I don't like this team. So we'll look at both me, Burrow, and Chase's team, who's a big contributor to the chat. I appreciate you, Pierre. And you didn't take too many of my players this time. We went exact opposite strategies. But, yeah, I don't feel as bad about my team. I just hate Aaron Jones. Like, if you like Aaron Jones, you'll probably like my team more. I hate Aaron Jones, especially as a flex and a PPR. End of story. People suck on Fantrax. I mean, this is a $250 league, too. It sucks. I'm in so many fucking leagues with you, essentially. DB Cooper, like those are the dudes I'm competing with every year. Where there's like so many people, I feel like they're donating, and I do a lot of the $100 leagues on my wife's account for her, and like sometimes those are more competitive than these, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Now I do the 500s; those rarely do you see some of these weird roster builds and mistakes. I don't love the A chain pick in round 2, to be honest. Actually, he hates it. This is full PPR, Benjamin. 3 wide receivers and a flex. So you, in a perfect world, want to start 4 receivers every week. Quarterback is 4 for a passing touchdown, but it is 20 yards per point opposed to 25. A-Chain could be amazing value. It's, you know what A-Chain is? A-Chain is a Ricky Bobby pick. I'm not saying you're going to get last place if he busts or gets hurt, but it's a very aggressive pick. It's similar to CMC. And I've seen people go CMC A-Chain, which seems crazy, but if those guys hit, A-Chain has 80 catch potential. As long as he doesn't lose all the goal line work or even half the goal line work to Ollie Gordon, you're golden. I mean, that's just, if their offense is broken, it's good because he gets all the dump downs. If their offense is good, he's back to his elite rookie season efficiency where he's like 7 yards a carry and busting off 30-yard runs. If Tua goes down, A-Chain's volume reduces a bit. No, actually, his volume increases. His efficiency reduces a lot. Now he's 14th on my list, so 19 is crazy. Yeah, I guess my question to you, Pierre, is do you want A-Chain or Chase Brown? Because obviously you took him over Jonathan Taylor. So, not to say in those leagues they're tards. From all your posts, you clearly don't draft on Fantrax. So you want, I think I'd want Chase Brown just because I know there's a question about both their roles in terms of Chase Brown's workload being that high, again, which they probably don't want to do. But I know the offense in Cincinnati is going to hum, right? I know that. And I have less questions about Chase Brown's role in the goal line. Now, I think the Dolphins are going to run the ball much more around the goal line where the Bengals just throw like fades to Jamar Chase all day. But I think I want Chase Brown. Chase Brown is on a better offense. My league is 12-team, half PPR, 1 flex. Thoughts on Collins, JT, Cook, Walker, Sutton, Hunter, Addison, Loveland start. So Collins, JT, and Cook. Kenneth Walker, you have 3. Half PPR, you got 3 stud running backs. Sutton's amazing in half PPR. Hunter will be a stud. Addison will be good when he comes back. I guess Loveland is your one issue. I would probably consider taking a backup tight end. If you have Loveland, you need to back him up with a tight end. So I'm thinking probably I'm a big Chick-a-Conquo guy, and he might be taken. If he's not taken, Theo Johnson. Keep Theo Johnson on your radar. The Giants have a pretty poor wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3, and Theo Johnson is a man amongst boys. Oh, thanks, Pierre. Drafting tight end early usually makes the team look weird, but if Jones and Chubb are good, then you're pretty set. Yeah, I need them to buy me some time just based on these guys. I love Scatterbo late season. Brian Robinson, Ray Davis, and Corum. I think it's pretty established now. I know early in the year it was all this Jarquez Hunter talk, and I think they were talking about mixing in Corum more. I'll believe that when I see it. I don't need that. I need Corum to be the 1-to-1 replacement for Kyron Williams, and if that's the case, we should be drafting Blake Corum with the likes of Trey Benson, Algier, Brian Robinson Jr., Ray Davis. Would you guys agree? I mean, we all know that Sean McVay just rides one running back. That's what he does. Correct. Unless you're, Brick says, unless you're taking McBride or Kittle or Bowers, I'm not taking a tight end early at all because I'm looking, the middle tight ends are hell. Like, what's the difference between Laporta, Andrews, Hawkinson, Kelsey? I much prefer usually Andrews, Warren, and Kraft, and Joku and Ingram fall like 3 rounds later than those other middle guys. I'll take whoever falls to me with Kraft being my preference. And I don't know. For me, it's tough. Tyler Warren or Tucker Kraft. What do you guys think? Who are you taking in a vacuum? 8th round. You don't have a tight end full PPR. Who are you going with between those two guys? We got Kraft from Achu. Thank you, Achu. I'm a Kraft guy. Warren probably has more upside to have like the Brock Bowers year. I don't think any of them are going to do that, but we don't know. Hitting on late Bowers last year is not drafting a top tight end. Agreed. There's not going to be another Brock Bowers for maybe another century, dude. We don't know that, but a lot of Crafts. A lot of people. Warren goes ahead of Kraft in almost every one of these. Like in my home league last night, I actually got Warren after Kraft, but I love Chig. Chig is deep league, 2 tight end league. I actually have one of those myself, but I love Chig. Loveland's a question, dude. There's just so many mouths in that offense. Like, where does he fit in? How many targets do you think Colson Loveland's going to get this year? I don't think it's going to be more than 80. How? How is he getting 100 targets? Rick says Laporta took a step back his second year. I mean, he did, but he also played through an injury. And if you look at his season broken up in thirds, awful to start, average in the second half, the middle, and then his back half was like actually like on par with the numbers he had his rookie year when he was actually fully healthy. But again, Laporta, you add in, you change offensive coordinators. You have Jamison Williams demanding more targets. You have Tesla coming on, apparently being a thing as a wide receiver 3. You have Gibbs, Montgomery, like you have other guys there. So I just don't know. He needs to live on touchdowns because Laporta is never going to be an 80 reception player. I feel like that's Ben Johnson's pick, so he's going to get fed. Yeah, but I mean, Luther Burden was also Ben Johnson's pick. So is Luther Burden just going to be a 0? Because you can't have room for Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Swift, and Colson Loveland. That's just in what world? The only world that happens if the Bears are a top 5 offense, which I'm sorry, man. I don't think that's happening. I'm a Bears fan. Colson is listed as starter. Yeah, they're going to play a lot of 12 personnel, though. And I feel like Komet's going to be on the field 40, 50% of the snaps. They're going to play together a lot. But there's just so many mouths to feed, man. So, like, until I see a Bears team have 4,000 yards passing, there's just not enough of the pie to go around. Unique says, Warren the real deal, next Bowers. He beat Bowers' record in college. He's an all-purpose weapon, dude. He can throw, he can catch, he can block. He's good in the yak game. He's a beast, man. The problem is, and I guess you could say the same thing with Bowers last year. He went to the Raiders, but they're more. The Raiders had no ability to run the ball last year because they had Zamir White and Alexander Madison and Sincere McCormick, like, and a bad O-line. The Colts have a professional O-line, and they have Jonathan Taylor. So that's just a different ball game. Like, the amount of passing attempts the Colts are going to have is probably 100 less than what the Raiders had last year. So there's just no world he's getting 130 targets. Like, I think that Warren could have 110 targets. That would be good. I just also don't think, and Bowers only had 5 touchdowns last year. I don't think Warren's touchdown numbers. That's why I'm more of a Kraft guy. I can see Kraft having 8 touchdowns. I don't see a world where Warren gets 8 touchdowns, at least not receiving. Now, if they use him in the Wildcat or start using him as like a tush push option, will be awesome. Like, then he can get a couple extra touchdowns, but that's a lot. Hence, Bowers will not hit his ADP, people. Sorry. Probably not, Ray. Depends where you get him. Like, I'm fine with Bowers at the end of the second round. If A.J. Brown and all those guys are gone, if the question for me is if it's Brock Bowers or Ladd McConkey, I'm probably taking Brock Bowers for the positional advantage. Because I think Bowers and McConkey are going to have similar numbers. So would I rather just have the tight end? Pacheco, the Chiefs, Unique says Pacheco and the Chiefs have a good season, question mark. Yeah, the Chiefs always have a good season, so that's not, their bad season would be like 11 wins. Pacheco now is the question, and I did take him in this draft. That was the first or second Pacheco share I have. I like, dude, he looks spry again, man, and they're going to have to lean on him early in the year. As a diehard Bears fan, Colby, you are correct. If Caleb can't thrive in Ben Johnson and all those skill players, then he actually just sucks, and that is very true. Now, it might take 4 or 5 weeks for it to actually come together is one of the issues. And let's be honest, man, the Bears making the playoffs this year is a long shot. What the Packers just did, acquiring Parsons, the Lions are just awesome, dude. They're primed for a Super Bowl run, and the Vikings won 14 games last year, and they still have the same roster. They have question at quarterback, but like we have to be the favorite to be last place, right? Hey-oh, he sees the Ween shirt. Damn straight, Inferno. That deserves a sub from Inferno. You got a guy wearing a Ween shirt talking fantasy football with a fedora. Unfortunately, I'm drinking a Keystone Light, but they're really cheap. $8 for a 15 pack, and I could drink 15 of them. So like it's $8 to get drunk. Jesse says, who would you start between Pacheco and Ibuka? Man, full PPR. I think I want to see week one. It's a tough matchup against the Chargers. I'd probably start Pacheco. That's so tough, man. I think I'd want to see Ibuka, but you can also say you want to see what Pacheco's usage is. Is he going to be back to the 2024 Pacheco before the injury where he had like 22 and 24 touches, or are they going to be like more of a 16 touch situation? Colby, first time I ever got drunk. Keystone Light. Dude, I hadn't had Keystone Light in like 8 years. It's essentially just Coors Light. Just like bad Coors Light. Same exact alcohol content, same taste. It's not bad. Same looking can. I don't hate it, man. How cooked am I? How cooked am I? I'm pretty fucking cooked in this league and then just fried. I have Hampton and Henderson as my two starting running backs. You might have a rough start to the year, like a slow start to the year with those dudes, but it all depends on Najee, right? Trash team, Mike A. Way to come in and just give us that comment, Mike A. Appreciate that. I've already got that enough. Rob's raid. I am raid. I got a couple more minutes on here. I mean, if you guys are gonna keep talking, I'll just answer questions and drink instead of talking to myself, or I go hang out with my wife. I'm just kidding, babe. What? She doesn't know. Love those RBs. Don't let the haters hate. Yeah, I prefer a little more stability than two rookies. I guess I just drafted Breece Hall and Pacheco, which is not stable. But hey, the hate on Breece Hall, I feel like at the 4-9, I feel like that's decent value for Breece Hall. All right, real quick. Breece Hall or Chuba Hubbard, full PPR. Who are we taking? I don't have a single Chuba share. Just so you know, I drafted Chuba in 14 drafts last year, like 12th to 14th round. That dude led me to the playoffs, and we got hurt in the fantasy playoffs. Led me to every playoffs. That guy's a beast. Easily, huh? I mean, Hubbard just isn't going to catch any passes this year. They're going to play Rico on third down. And the craziest stat I read was Chuba had 43 catches last year for like 170 yards. It was like, what is that, 4 yards a catch? That was like lower than his yards per carry. So he's just not efficient in the pass game. And he's going to get some dump downs on early downs, but I think Dowdle is a third down back. Where Breece Hall, I know he was losing third down snaps in preseason. Like, he is a pass catcher. So Hall's comeback season. We said Breece Hall, Tyron Tracy's RBs have good seasons. Thanks for the help. Breece Hall is cooked. I mean, you think Breece Hall is a bad player now, or just they don't like him anymore? Because like he's 25 or 26 years old now. He's 2 years removed from the ACL. So I don't think he's cooked. Do y'all draft based on strength of schedule or just go after talent? Strength of schedule is no. Absolutely don't look at that at all. I mean, there could be tiebreakers where, like, I know the Niners have an awesome schedule, but I guess for me, we don't know what strength of schedule means. Every year, it's like this team has an easy schedule, and the NFL changes so much every year. There's like 4 playoff teams that drop out and 4 new teams that come in. We don't know who's going to have a good defense, who's going to have a bad defense. Injuries happen. So I always go on talents and then also opportunity. So I feel like opportunity, if it's safe, we can assume opportunity for certain guys. Like JCM is an example of not drafting for opportunity because we don't know what that opportunity is. But certain guys like DeAndre Swift this year, who's behind him? He's going to have the opportunity. And if you believe in his talents, he's not going to lose his job unless he gets hurt. Chuba Hubbard, for instance, I don't necessarily believe in his talent as much. And I think Rico Dowdle is a sneaky, decent player. I think Chuba's a better player, but Dowdle is close, like 80% of Chuba. So he's going to eat into Chuba's workload more than Roshan Johnson or Kyle Monungai is going to eat into DeAndre Swift's workload. So we got a lot of people saying talent. I don't think they're actually playing Rico as much as they lead on. And Breece isn't cooked but Allen is a tank that could steal goal line carries. Yeah, and I'm not so much worried. Like Brees Hall's value isn't because of his touchdowns. It never has been. He's more of like I break long touchdown kind of guy. It's touches, man. It's volume and it's catches. Fortunately, Justin Fields does not throw the ball very much. Never draft you the strength of schedule and buys. Thank you. See, I'm all about like I don't want to draft 4 guys with the same buy if I can help it. 2 or 3, if you have a value there, don't pass up on value because it buys. Hall could definitely be a league winner. Just depends on the offense. I mean, I guess the thing is, Hall is more likely. Like, I love Hall as like a steal in the late 4th round. Now, if you take Hall in the mid 3rd and you pass up on a Travion Henderson or players like that, now you have an issue. But where you're getting Hall now, like in this draft, who went after him? I got Pacheco, so it went Hall and Pacheco. Swift. Do I want Harvey? Like, I get the upside of Harvey. But the upside of Harvey is pretty much what Brees Hall has already, just in a worse offense. Fields runs a lot, though, and again, Brees doesn't get a lot of touchdowns, but that's an issue. But you're still getting a starting running back and a run-heavy team with a good offensive line. So, and there's 2 camps, right? There's the camp that this is Brees Hall is not part of this team's future, so they're going to lean on the younger guys. There's the other camp that says he's not part of the team's future. They want to win now or be competitive. Let's just feed Brees Hall 18 or 20 carries a game. And who cares if we're giving him the wear and the tear? I'm more of that camp. Now, again, I'm not a Brees Hall guy. This is my first Brees Hall share. But I feel like the hate's gone too far. Like, in the 3rd round, I wasn't a fan. Now you're talking about getting closer to the end of the 4th, early 5th round. I like Brees Hall there. Hall will be a first down merchant from Mike A. And I guess one of the inherent upsides of Brees Hall is he's a prime midseason trade candidate. So you can get Brees Hall on a good offense, week 9, he'd be the starter. Someone goes down, team like the Texans, if Joe Mixon doesn't come back, like Brees Hall would just be rising up a little bit there. All right, I'll probably get off here. I got a little bit left in this beer. Whoever's watching, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, check out. We got a lot of good stuff. Ryan, Ray, he's actually under Ray here, Big Ray. A lot of good stuff from him in here. We do some movie pods, a lot of good football stuff. So check that shit out. That's Ray right there. He says here. Two View says, my whole league left the Patriots players alone. I ended up drafting Henderson, Diggs, and Pop Douglas. Will any of these guys be good? Yeah, I would probably just drop Pop Douglas, though, if you have Diggs. Like, that's just a deep league dart throw. He's only good if Diggs were to get hurt, and I don't want to back up Diggs with the backup receiver. You can get more upside with like a Pat Bryant or someone on a different team. Yeah, Brick makes a point that I personally draft running backs first, so I don't have to have the debate in my head. That's what I've been doing this year too. So I had been taking like Saquon in this situation, and in this case, all the running backs went. Like the tier for me breaks after Taylor, and I like Kyron, but more so in the 3rd, to where like I would leave this 4 spot with like hopefully Gibbs, but Saquon and like JT, Saquon and Bucky. And then you just pound receiver. And I don't like taking an early tight end. This team like broke my rules, but I do so many that I'd like to experiment. I wouldn't say experiment, but I'm just going to take the value. I feel like A.J. Brown there was the best player available. I feel like Trey McBride was the best player available. And then I was forced to take running backs at some point because going 0 RB is just tough in this economy. I don't love any of the middle running backs either, really. I see the upside in all of them, but I also see not the downside, but the risk in a lot of them. But the opportunity cost is way lower, and we know running backs is a frail position. If they get hurt, it's not the end of the world because you're going to do things like I did with Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Scatterbo. Like, I think I'm going to be fine at running back. If anything, I have a receiver problem. But I believe in Keon Coleman because my other guys are dubs. It's not good. I'm actually probably going to be, by the end of the year, playing running back in flex when Scatterbo is a starter or CMC gets hurt or James Cook gets hurt. Something like that. All right. I got to get out of here, boys. I appreciate the comments. Positive vibes, too. There's only a couple assholes in here. So I do appreciate that. Debates are good. Arguments are fine. Anger's not. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Chugging Keystone Light, good. Oh, later, brother. Thanks, Ray. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe on the channel. I got about 7 more of these. I'll probably stream at least 3 of them the next couple days. So, check those out when they come out. Appreciate y'all.